Hi, boys and girls. I'm Mrs. Ruskowski, and I am your art teacher. Welcome to our first virtual art class. In case you have trouble saying my name, just remember Ruskowski. Ruskowski. I'm so excited to be here with all of you, and we are going to do so many amazing projects this year. We are going to create the most amazing art. And even though we won't actually be together right now, I'm going to do my very best to make this year fantastic and fun. This is my first time teaching this way, and for many of you, this is your first time learning this way. I know we're all a little bit nervous about this, and we are all going to try our best. And if we make a mistake, we're just going to say, oops, and try again. Remember, we're all in this together, and we're all doing this for the first time together. With that being said, I'd love to get started. On the first day of art, I always love to share one of my favorite books called The Dot. It is by Peter Reynolds, and it's about a little girl and her first day of art. So here we go. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. Ah, it looks like a polar bear in a snowstorm, she said. Very funny, said Vashti. I just can't draw. Her teacher smiled. Just make a mark and see where it takes you. Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good strong jab. There! Her teacher picked up the paper and studied it carefully. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, Now sign it. Vashti thought for a minute. Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name. The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot she had drawn, her dot. And it was all framed in swirly gold. I could make a better dot than that. She opened her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted a red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue mixed with the yellow. She discovered that she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting. Lots of little dots in many colors. If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too. Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on a bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her. You're a really great artist. I wish I could draw, he said. I bet you can, said Vashti. Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler. Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. Show me. The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, "Please sign it." And that is the end of The Dot by Peter H. Reynolds. And I happen to have my own copy of Vashti's painting hanging right here in my virtual classroom. Can you think of a time that you were afraid to do something? Maybe something new, but when you tried it out, you really enjoyed it? That happened to me just this summer when I tried Brussels sprouts for the first time. Didn't think I'd like them. Thought it was the most fantastic thing. Think of a time that you've done that. Or was there ever a time that you tried something that was just difficult or challenging? And the more you did it, the better you got at it? For many of us, that's what art is like. We're afraid to try. But if we're like Vashti and we start with a dot, we can get better and better and better because every single one of you can be an artist. Today, we are going to create dots, much like our friend Vashti. We are going to need a few supplies. You are going to need a piece of paper, a pencil, something to make a circle. You can use a pot or even a paper plate. You are also going to need either markers, crayons, or colored pencils. And you're also going to need some scissors at the end. So pause the recording right now and go get those supplies. When you're ready again, press play. Welcome back. Are you ready? We are going to start with a piece of paper. And I'm going to take that shape that I had, my circle, and just trace around it. And now I have that perfect circle. And in that circle, you are going to create your own fantastic dot. You can do it any way you like. You can draw a picture of something that you love. You can create different patterns to make a fun and interesting dot. It's your choice. That's what is so fantastic about art. So often we can create anything that we can imagine. So in this one, I used markers. And in this one, I used colored pencils. Today, you are going to have a choice to use whatever kind of medium you would like. Markers, colored pencils, crayons, whatever you have available to you in your house. Today, I'm going to show you an example using crayons. I am going to start by drawing something that is meaningful to me. I've done patterns. I've done a beautiful outdoor landscape scene. But now I'm thinking, I just want to draw a happy memory that I had this summer. So a couple weeks ago, I was with my granddaughter, Lonnie. She is 5 years old and starting kindergarten this week, just like many of you are starting school this week. And she just learned how to jump rope, and that was a really fun and exciting day in our family. So I am going to draw a picture of that memory because that was a real special time for me. So using my crayons, I am just going to start to draw that wonderful memory and how I remembered it. And I'm careful because I always want to do my best work and present something that is neat, and I take my time. Notice when I did her face, I made sure I had all the parts, her eyes, her eyelashes, her eyebrows, a nose, a mouth, ears. We want to include all those important body parts. I'm also going to make a beautiful dress. I drew those lines there to make it look like she's jumping in the air. And now I'm going to make sure I take my time and color it very carefully. I want to make sure I also use all the space that I have. So I'm going to make sure I color in the green grass and the blue sky. When I'm finished, I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to carefully cut out my circle. And then I have my dot. Now remember, you can draw a dot of anything you like, anything that you imagine. You can draw a beautiful memory, a beautiful landscape or scene, or just anything you can imagine, like a beautiful design using lines and shapes and colors. It's up to you. It is your dot. I would love to see the dots you create. Normally, I would display them on a huge bulletin board where we can celebrate all of each other's work. But today, I'm going to ask that you send me a picture of your completed dot. If you'd like to receive credit for today's class and project, please take a picture of your dot and send it to me at jport@d187.org. That's jport@d187.org. I would love again to see your projects and be able to give you credit for today's class. I look forward to our next class together, and I cannot wait to see you guys. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.